And let me start by just asking you to confirm something I think is true, and that is that even with the withdrawal, it is still the policy of the Biden administration to do everything we can to ensure the survival and success of the Afghan government and security forces.
Yes, sir.
Okay. With that in mind, a critical element here, and you alluded to this, is that the Afghan security forces depend on our contractors, particularly to keep their aircraft and helicopters in the air. I want to ask the administration's latest thinking on what we can do to ensure that that capability is maintained. It's still the case that the Afghan government can hire contractors with money that we provide them. Is that your understanding?
That is. And I have to say that our Department of Defense, General Miller, they're working with the Afghans to, this is an area of concern, naturally, for the Afghan government to find workable solutions for the...
You agree this is critical?
It is very critical.
What about ISR, reconnaissance information that we may have? Obviously, we're leaving behind providing weapons, funding for the Afghan security forces. What happens if we pick up information about, say, the Taliban massing troops against a population center? Can we share that with the Afghan security forces?
I would ask you to, maybe in the proper setting, ask the Department of Defense about this.
You would agree it's a critical question?
It is an important question.
Thank you. Lots of questions about the special immigrant visas. There's the broader issue of other Afghan civic leaders, women's rights activists, human rights activists, journalists who may at some point feel threatened. I take your point, we don't want to encourage a panic by suggesting everyone has to leave now. At the same time, I trust you'll agree that we don't want to say to these people that they have to stay until the last possible moment, and when the Taliban are at the gates of their hometown, then they can apply for a process that takes 4 years. Would you agree it would be in our interest to set up some kind of new hybrid system in which folks in those categories could, in effect, begin their paperwork, begin their vetting now, even if they haven't yet decided that they need to leave Afghanistan, so that they feel they may stay and yet still have a way out if that becomes necessary?
A balanced approach is needed, yes.
Okay. And that would require some new procedures that the State Department would have to put into place.
It might. I'll take that on to get back to.
Good. I'm glad we agree on that. I'm going to have to be a little tougher on you on a couple of other things.
Okay.
You mentioned, Ambassador, in response to a lot of questions about women's rights, that women in Afghanistan want peace too. They want the right to live. Aren't you, in effect, saying that women are going to be killed by the Taliban if they continue in their pursuit of their education? That, in effect, you're suggesting that they have to accept this reality if they want peace?
No, I'm not saying that. I would not say that. No, I'm just saying that when we talk about women, often we talk about them as if they were kind of only concerned about the issues that we talked about, but they have concerns about the future of their country. They have concerns about the war. Yes, they are obviously concerned about their achievements, and they would not like to lose those.
Well, yes, but that the contradiction is there precisely because the Taliban is threatening to kill them and others if they continue to pursue an education. I know you said there was only, some parts of the country. I'm sure you saw the New York Times story a few days ago about what's happening in northern Afghanistan, where everywhere the Taliban is taking power, girls are shut out of schools. We also have, as you well know, the Taliban responsible for ongoing assassinations of civic leaders, of journalists, of judges, of all of the people who have envisioned a different kind of future in Afghanistan. How is that consistent with the Taliban potentially choosing the right answer to the question that you posed of wanting respect in the international community as against simply power in Afghanistan?
Well, they can have power through negotiations. And they can have power perhaps by military force. But depending on how they achieve power and how they exercise power, there will be responses. And we have made it clear ourselves, we have made it clear with our allies, we have made clear jointly with allies and ourselves in terms of principles for future assistance that they say they want, and that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, well, they may say they want assistance, and yet for the last 20 years they have been fighting to erase the very things that our assistance is designed to build in Afghanistan. So, not sure if that's exactly leverage.
What the fight of the congressmen, they say they fought us not because of those reasons. They fought us because they saw our presence as occupation of their country by a foreign force that had come from far away to occupy them.
We'll continue the debate next time.